Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Midday Money, as it says here across the top. Welcome on into the show on a Sunday, the 5th of February. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you had a nice Saturday. I had a nice Saturday. Hope everybody has a good Sunday. In the chat here and on YouTube and the Facebook pages, if you're watching on Win Free Picks or Picks and Parlays YouTube Facebook page, there is the Believe link. You don't want to miss out on that. You could go find us at your favorite podcast locations: iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher. What else? TuneIn, Stitcher. I think that's it. Amazon Music. You can find Amazon Music, Spotify. It's everywhere. With the American Express card, everywhere you want to be. And also in the chat, I'm going to throw up here right now the weekly pass, and I'm just putting it because the Super Bowl is a week away. So use this link and promo code NFL for $31.20. Why not get a week of plays? I got a 3-pack of college hoops today. It'll cost you $34.99. The Super Bowl pick is going to cost you, I think it's $44. What are you doing? Get a week's play, $31. Support me, support the show. $31.20. If you're not $31.20, what are you even doing betting? What are you doing betting? That's what I want to know. All right, let's hit off with a little recap action for yesterday. 8-4 in the video. Not too shabby. A couple outright winners, a +6 doggy, a +5.5 doggy, a +9 doggy outright. 8-4. We lost some money lines, though. We had Oregon, Wyoming, and Gonzaga all money lines. We go 1 and 2 there, but still a winning day. 137 and 121. We're down $83. That's what happens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We're down $83. And it's time to rebound a little bit. 6-5 with the premiums, although a couple of half-point losers there. No bad beat refunds. You won't hear me complaining. It's called sports betting. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Not buying half points. Don't do that. So I'll take the loss. It is what it is. We move on. And that was it. That was it for Saturday's show. So today's picks, again, it's a limited kind of schedule. And so we get limited kind of action here. College hoops, again, 137, 121 in the video. Niagara +6.5, Cal +17. NBA, we're 33 and 34. We're down a bit. Cavaliers under the 225.5. NFL, hockey, college football, Major League Baseball, nothing on the schedule today for those sports. Tim has some NBA. We're going to find out. He's going to come in and say hello.
I might have NBA.
Yeah, maybe a little NBA today.
Yep, I got.
There's a couple games. I was going to say, it's a light schedule, and some of them, I don't know.
Yeah, some of them have some weird line movements.
You're the NBA master, king of the hardwood. Hardwood Harry.
I have 3 plays today. One of them's the best bet. The best bet is in that Orlando-Charlotte game. I am on the Pacers. I mentioned that I'm going to be starting to back the Pacers now that Halliburton's back because this team looks a lot more complete with him. And this is the first case. I think they can win outright, but I just took the 5 points just to be safe.
Yep.
And then the other one is I'm grabbing the over in the Nuggets and T-Wolves game. This game has 124 to 127 written all over it. Like one of those high scoring back and forth games. And I'm a Nuggets fan. I think Minnesota wins tonight.
It's a weird. Why? I mean, the line's going up. Everybody's gonna be betting the Nuggets just based on name brand recognition, and the line's
the number one team in the West, and they're a 3-point dog.
Yeah,
I'm because of that line movement. Because Nuggets were 3.5-point faves last night, and now they're 3-point dogs. I'm guessing that some players are out.
Yeah,
they just haven't announced it yet. Maybe Jokic is out. If they start announcing a bunch of players out, and the Nuggets hit 5, 6, 7, 8, something in that range, I might end up grabbing a little bit of Nugget, but I can't at this 3 line. It just looks weird. I would lean Minnesota, but obviously you kind of missed your line if you wanted to bet Minnesota. There you go. Over in the Nuggets and Indiana is my 2 bets today.
There you go, everybody. That's it. And Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs, I just loaded up or unloaded or tweeted, however you want to word it. All the picks are out in the Twitter universe that we've just talked about. And we're going to call this the Marcos Minute for our guy Marcos. He wants a rundown of all the sports. I could do that on a Friday or Sunday when there's 10 games, except for the games that I have a 3-pack on you won't get. Seton Hall DePaul, we will lean towards the under. St. Joe's 6.5. Oh, boy. I guess I'll lay 6.5 for St. Joe's. They're playing better. Michigan, Ohio State. Let's go 144. I'll go under the total here. Maybe lean Michigan. Ohio State, I mean, can't win at home. I think I got one win on the road. We'll lean Michigan there. Rider, Manhattan. Rider has a little road fave. Let's just play it safe in the MAC. We'll go under the total. I like my Salukis as usual. Maris and the Kanishis. Basically, pick them maybe a 1 here. Let's go under the 133. I own a Fairfield. I will lean to the Stags here at home as a doggy. The Niagara game is here in the chat. 6.5. You see that there. The Mountain Quinny is in a 3-pack. Tulsa, Wichita. I'm going to lean Tulsa. Tulsa's bad. Wichita's. People think Wichita's good. I think they're a 500 team. So I'll lean towards the home dog there. I want to take Nebraska at home. I do. Houston. This has got to be an underplay. Houston and Temple. Cal, Utah. We got Cal in a 17 here. Northwestern whiskey line. This is up from 3 to 3.5. How about just an under 126? And Stanford, Cal. Let's. I'd run a little Colorado, I should say. We'll ride a little Colorado here. Minus a 5.5 at home. There you go. The Marcos Minute. All CBB games. That'll be a new segment going forward for our guy. Does not get repeated though, Marcos. That's it. Let's get to the chat. Who's the first one in? It's all my nonsense that I tweeted out for the links. Jesse. I was listening to Steve Earle. Copperhead Road. I had to turn off because Midday Money's on. I don't even know what song that is. Tim, it's your dad. He's a singer. He's a folk singer. What is that? Is this? Yeah.
It's not my dad, but no, it's no, it's an artist named Steve Earle. Yeah. I have
no relation.
And Earl is spelled right.
Yeah, no relation, huh? No. All right. Best bets, Team Money in the house. Oh, my friend, you crush with those home teams. The eggs are on my no Christmas card list another year. Overtime, where our doggies go to die. Where our doggies go to die in the OT. Real fast. So I said yesterday here, and I've said it on multiple times, the old unranked versus rank. And maybe it hits one day, you might take a loss and you'll be mad at me. You can't take Indiana over Purdue. Purdue's number 1. Yeah, well, 21-10 heading in yesterday. 4-1 Virginia Tech outright over number 6 Virginia. Iowa State over number 8 Kansas. Oklahoma State outright over 15 TCU. Iowa outright over ranked Illinois team, although we missed the cover by half point. Maybe you got it. I had a early line on the overnight. I got a half-point loser there. Indiana outright over number 1 Purdue. 4-1. 4-1. But yeah, keep taking all those teams. It's so easy. And whether it is the Astros laying 105 or the Dodgers or the Yankees or the Mets or whatever time you see something like that, they just, come on. It's a short number. Just go opposite. 25-11. 60, what's that, 67, 68% now? Don't overthink things. I say this all the time, right? Low-hanging fruit. Didn't pay off Reeve. We're all suffering today. Don't grab it. Oh, the number 1 team getting points. Easy. Yeah. So easy a caveman can do it. Don't do it, folks. Don't do it. I'll say this. On a Saturday, when I'm doing the lines on a Thursday for 150 Saturday games, the first thing I'm looking at is the top 25 matchups. As square as that is, I go right to them, and they're the first games I load up, those home teams. Giving 1, catching 1. Team Money likes Fordham today, plus the 4.5 over the Richmond Spiders. Why not, right? You got a Fordham team that's, 17, 18 wins? Not too shabby. 18-4. And you have a 500 Richmond team, I think. The Spiders. 11-12, catching points. What could possibly go wrong? Of course, I got Richmond today in my 3-pack. I bet Richmond -3 team money. So I got a -3. It's up to 4.5.
Well, you're fine. The game just started.
Yeah. Well, that's what I knew. I knew it's 12 o'clock, so it's
6-2 Richmond to start off the game.
Yeah, I mean, 18-4, getting multiple buckets from a 500 team. Halliburton double-doubles plus 105. Okay. I mean, for me, though, Tim, what do you think about the Halliburton here? Is he going to come flush back in, full game? Is he playing 22 minutes or is he playing 34 minutes?
If the Pacers want to get competitive again, he's going to have to go right back in.
I don't think they – the thing is he's such a young – he's a young up-and-coming guy that they're not going to bring him back just because he's 70%.
No, but he was out for. He was out for what? 2 weeks. He was out for a little while.
He was out for 2 weeks.
But still got to kind of get game shape back. You got to kind of get your.
He's
win
already
back.
played a couple of games.
Yeah.
Sure, I like Halliburton double-double. I'll ride that with you. But I also like Indiana to win outright. So.
Yeah, so you need that. Miz is coming in. Maris over the 133. The AA max. I'm an under guy in the AA max. Mount St. Mary's plus the 12 from Quinny, huh? I kind of like Quinny there, believe it or not. It's 10.5. You got a good number last night. OSU, I can't get into Ohio State. No, thank you. No, thank you. Fordham over. Cornell Taylor coming in. He likes the over in this. Fordham, the Ford Hams, the Rams. Should we call them the Ford Rams or the Ford Ham? Anyway, Fordham over the 136. Again, I got the Spiders there, so if I'm taking a fave, I want a bunch of points. So I'm always going to lean towards an over in that kind of spot. Jesse Shule in the house. I got under Houston Temple, yes, and I got the Wolves. Yeah, the Wolves look good. Earl Sports coming. Why is Tim here? Yeah, it's this guy. He's here. Where are you, Nick? What are you doing with your life right now? Are you on a Bojangles run for your brother? That's what you should be doing. You should be bringing your brother something to eat as he's in here working hard.
Oh, we're about an hour and a half apart, so he can't.
Exactly. So he should be in his car driving over.
Come exactly.
Over, Nick, you're not doing enough. Drive over here.
Part of the family.
You don't have any class today. What are you doing?
He's got a lot of class. It's all low because he's not bringing you lunch. Real nice guy. Miz, remember those picks Friday? I said I would go 3-0 or on 3. Went 3-0 Eastern Michigan plus 10.5 over in the Akron under 130. Excellent. Take that 3-0, Miz. Take that 3-0. Good job. That's usually you're correct, right? You come in and be like, oh, I like these games, and let's be honest. The jinx usually comes in, right? You put out the plays, and I understand. Like you think it's going to go in 3 and you get a lot of hate. But take that 3-0 sweep. Better than 2-1. Just to show Tim likes Minnie. It's almost like he knows what he's doing. Seriously. No, Minnesota's a good play today. And again, with the NBA, it's from a 3-point fave to now a 3-point dog. And nothing's even announced yet. Ridiculous. Shannon B's in the house. Hello, how you been? Good to see you. Richie P. Hitting like that. Richie, I went down to NRG yesterday. I picked up a couple sets. I got a 83 Fleer and 83 Donruss complete set. And PSA was there. And I sent in my 33 Gaudy Chapman card. A 75 Yount. Looked like it was in pretty good shape. A numbered Julio. And then I had who else did I put in? The numbered Julio card. Oh, Bobby Witt signed auto. Bobby Witt Jr. And a 1-of-1 metal plate. I don't know if they graded the metal plate. The guy's like, I don't know if they'll grade it because it's a metal plate, but it was a 1-of-1 metal plate. Topps Chrome Kluber. So I got to do a show this week on the other channel. Baseball card people. Sean Higgs YouTube. We talk cards sometimes. It's fun. We relive. Me and Richie P bringing back 84 like it's fun times. Marcos here. Hit the like button for me and my guy Tim. Marcos, I hope you enjoyed it at the 5:06 mark. We had the Marcos Minute for you. Shannon B. Sweat the board in college hoops Saturday. Excellent. Good game. I don't like much today. Maybe Houston first half. I understand. It's one of those days you look at like, like my first instinct was like, okay, I like a couple games here. You don't have to bet, Shannon. We say this. You've been in here. You hear me say it. Sometimes you don't have to bet. No bet is a win. Well, sports just tipped off. Go Spiders. Let's go Richmond. Groovy Caps. If the line goes up to Nuggets +4, take Minnesota. Good morning, Higgs. I don't even forget this going up to 4. Take them right now. The line keeps going up. It's flipped. Shannon says Magic on the money line and the Pacers +5. Pacers, yes. And we're always going to say back the Magic here, but I got no real. It's a 2. I'm not really loving that kind of spot of it, though. Randy Rosenhaus, I like Siena 6.5. Yep. I could do a little Siena. I understand that. Again, last night I got Niagara at +7.5. The Saints on the road, couple wins, couple close losses. They're in conference. You look at a bad record. Like, don't be fooled. You look at the team and be like, I think they're 7-5 in conference. They're not terrible in conference play. I'm looking for their overall. So you see 12-9 versus 15-8. You're like, oh, this team is terrible. But then you roll up standing wise on this squad, and here we go. A little too early on my here we go, but you understand what I'm saying here. So Siena 9-3 in conference, and here comes our little Niagara pulling up the back here at 7.05. They're not bad. It's not like they're a bottom. You have a Marist, Marys, and Canisius who are all 3-9. I'm going to take 7.5, or in this case 6.5, with the doggy here, who's lost kind of close games. On the road, they're not, again, we're not saying they're a super team, but you won at St. Peter's, lost by 3 at Rider, lost by 5, win in OT by 3, 7-5 in conference play. Let's go. Colorado money line. That 5 is way too many for a money line for me, but I do like the Colorado today minus the 5.5 there. Also like the under. Go the under in that game as well. Penn State money line. I understand. Nebraska. And I thought Nebraska, this is like the football team. They're just a hot mess. The Salukis, I'm always down with some Saluki money. Marist, where is this Marist game? Against the Canisius. Pick them. I get it. You want to take Marist at home? I understand. I would more lean under, but I'm pulling for you. And Nuggets over the 233. That game's the one we got to watch. Why is that line moving, Randy? Who's out? Gun skills in house. Houston, I guess this is the NBA Rockets 3.5, because this is definitely not. Unless this is Houston first half or college hoops, I guess. Or is this a parlay? Hold on a second. 8.5. This got to be some kind of teaser here. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Houston teased down. Ohio State teased up. Sure. Colorado teased down. Penn State teased down. Richmond teased down. Look at this giant teaser. Oh my goodness. You got enough games in there? You got enough games in this teaser? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 team teaser. Holy cow. Stephen Porter's in the house. Good morning. I love the Guten Morgan. I love the when you speak it to your thing. Picks for today. Houston 10.5. I could do Houston, yes. Michigan under, sure. The hole over the pole, -11. They should win. DePaul's falling off a cliff. Penn State, I get it. I don't know. Part of me, why do I want to see Nebraska do good? I wouldn't like Nebraska, but I just want to see them. What's a Stanford under? Yes, I already bet that game myself. Northwestern under. I can do that also against Wisconsin. Utah, no. Utah, we're on the other side here. We got Cal in the chat. And Fordham, I'm on Richmond. Hockey comes back tomorrow. We got hockey tomorrow? I thought it was the All-Star break or something.
It was. The All-Star game was yesterday.
Oh, really?
Or the All-Star game. They actually do it a little bit differently in the NHL. They have the division.
They used to have like 3. Remember they tried that? Are they still doing that 3-game thing? Remember they did like a 3-game round robin?
They did Pacific versus
Oh my goodness! Look at this hot mess.
Central, Metro versus Atlantic, and then the winners face off against each other to win for the finals. And it's 3-on-3. It was fun. We got to see the two Kachuk brothers skate on the same line. So all of a sudden we get from Kachuk to Kachuk to Kachuk, and Kachuk scores.
Well, only one of these games probably went over, I think.
For the All-Star game?
Yeah, I'm guessing the 10-6 game was
2 out of the 3.
7-5 was over. What were the goals? 10.5.
The first one went under, and then the last 2 went over. The last 2, I believe, were 11.5 each.
All right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And what do we got today? We got the NFL All-Star game? The All-Pro?
I think it's 2-hand touch at this point.
Is it really 2-hand touch?
It's flag football.
Is it? They're really playing flag football? I was making a joke.
I think they are.
Well, the good news is that I'll hopefully still have regular football to bet on for the next maybe 2 years before your baby generation takes over and there's no football.
Not me.
Ridiculous. Took the Huskers. Richie's like me. He wants to see Nebraska do something. Groovy Caps, Mexican soccer, best team in the league, Monterrey, minus 180. With St. Joe's live bet when you guys ready. Speaking of soccer, where the heck is Ray Reddington with his soccer picks? We need Hannah out of Hawaii. He used to come in with some hockey, with some soccer. Kings and Stanford money line. I'll probably sprinkle on. I know that Colorado, I can see them winning big. I can see them losing, so I'll sprinkle some on the dog night. Sunday, dogs love Sunday. Yeah, listen, I know I love my dogs in baseball on Sundays. That's for sure. See report NBA, Philly, Sacramento under, Denver over, Indiana and Denver. Pacers, yes. We don't want Denver. Stay away from Denver, Steven. How? Besides the fact that they're an underdog and they look really good, why are they an underdog? Who's out?
It is a second leg of a back-to-back. They just played last night against Atlanta. I will throw that one out as well.
Get out of that Denver. No. Under Miles Turner, 17.5 points. Cleveland Center is going to spank him. Well, we're kind of leaning towards the Pacers. Tim likes the Pacers. Although I just want the under because I have the under for the game. So I'd like to see him score nothing. That would be wonderful for me. Fernando's in the house. Welcome. Maurice is here. Fordham, loser. Michigan, probably a winner. Under Orlando, Charlotte. I'm not going to say no to unders here. I mean, Orlando and Charlotte, they are what they are. Shannon, I hit Mary's big last night. They're begging to take Gonzaga. See, I disagree with that. I disagree. I think people are all over St. Mary's. People are down on Gonzaga. And I talked about it in the show yesterday, Shannon. You know, Gonzaga had 4 losses. They lost to Texas, Purdue. I mean, it's not like they lost to some garbage teams. They beat Alabama on the road. And the game went to overtime. You know, I don't know. I had Gonzaga in the chat plus 135. Didn't get there. And I mean, 3 that's over. What am I going to do? I was a loser. Adam was weak. Who's was weak? Richie. Fernando, I'm all over Houston. Extended lines, crush them to make up for that loss. Maybe. I mean, I think Houston, and I've said this all season with them, Fernando, they're going to win 85-55, 110-44, 52-50. Depends what kind of mood they're in. And Temple's a scrappy bunch. I would lean under first.
Depends on the mood that they're in. Yeah, they're going to be pissed off. That was one of the 2 losses that they have this year. At home, they are going to be pissed off.
No, I know. But you're playing.
I have Houston. I laid 11.5 on Houston today. I think they win by 20 plus. At least.
In their revenge spot.
It's one of their 2 losses this year.
It was a 20-point home fave. They ended up losing. And someone here called the score, I think.
They called Temple out. Somebody called Temple out, right?
So last year, they beat them by 38. They beat them by 5 on the road. They beat them by 17 at home, 26 in 2022. The road games have been usually tight. 66-61, 78-74, 73-69 Temple wins. You know. They play some close ones. I mean, I get it. I think Houston
by a lot.
Tim, do you have a framed photo of your iguana behind you?
I got a bearded dragon, a rat, and a llama. There you go.
Timmy! Miz, Friday had Charlotte, Detroit over 137 first half, scored 98 second half. Well, listen, a win is a win. Just take the wins. Although that is a tough way to go down as a loser when you get 137 in the first half, can't get 100 in the next. Yeah, but busy. Nice. Picked up some cards. I like it. Heading over to Pasadena after the show today. Marcos. I so appreciate you for the rundown, Higgs. You got it, Marcos. Groovy. Kyle Larson usually starts NASCAR season strong, plus 900 to win Busch NASCAR today. The pen is out only because I know diddly about NASCAR. Kyle Larson, NASCAR, plus 900. I saw some golf props, and you could get guys to finish in the top 5. Tim, you're a big golf kind of guy? No.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm seeing like some plus money. Like that would maybe, I don't know a lot about golf, but I could gather enough from other people to come in with a top 5 for like a plus 250 or something. Plus, I think would be worth a top 5.
I do a NASCAR family fantasy league with my grandfather, my uncle, and a couple other guys. It's a $50 buy-in. We played NASCAR fantasy. That was fun last year, even though I sucked. But no, I don't do that. I will say, and I'm quite proud of it. Me and Nick are now on the leaderboards for EPL this year. we are 1-0. I asked my group chat, hey, I want to get onto the EPL leaderboards. Give me a play for today's game. They gave me Fulham +1 the other day. It cashed. I'm retiring as a soccer handicapper of 1-0. Thank you very much.
Plus money. There you go.
I'm on the leaderboard, so I get to be with Jesse now. Am I as cool as Jesse?
Where's Jesse? Is Jesse in here? Is he at? You know, for Jesse right now, he might have a glass of wine. It's like midnight over there, 1 a.m. Yeah, DePaul came to play. Grant DePaul money line. What's the DePaul score? DePaul's showing up against the Hall. Higgs crack. And yeah, Marcos. I mean, come on. That's a crazy teaser. As I work on Mr. Show, so I take it as well. 18-4 yesterday. 7-1 NBA parlays. Here we go to parlays. Oh, okay. That's all right. And listen, yesterday's show, Steve, was a short one. So it was a short, abbreviated 7-1 NBA. Good for you in the NBA. I can't do the NBA. It's tough doing NBA again. I'm 10 hours out of NBA most days when I do it early. The parlay. I'm going to say no to the parlays, even when they cash. Giant teaser. Yes, it was, Marcos. Cruiser Chris, another free lock. Tyrese Halliburton over 28.5 points and assists for the +$ daddy. Tim shaking his head. All right, Halliburton 20.5 points and assists. Halliburton over 28.5 points and assists. I mean, honestly, he should probably just get on that points alone if he's back, right, Chris? I mean, he's the too many. Flag football. It is flag football system. They're having golf tournaments at the Pro Bowl. Sorry for the typo. They're golf. I mean, are you? I can't. Just don't even have it. Tim, we're locking today. Utah minus 1,300. Where is Nick? He'd come in here, Mr. Hunt, with his $32,000 Iowa money line. Has not been back since. I don't understand. Shannon, these All-Star games have really gone to crap. Yes, Shannon, they have. Absolutely. Bold take, says Nick Earl on Tim Earl's lock of the day. Marcos, Ohio State, Michigan under 145 was at 144 line on the way up. Yeah, I mean, I just, and again, I had Ohio State the other day in a no-show versus Wisconsin. This team is 1-6 on the road. And not that they're 11-11 and Michigan's 12-10. And I saw some clown was like, oh, that, Ohio State loss at home really hurts their tournament chances. Tournament chances. They're going to get into a tournament at 15-12, but somebody like Florida Atlantic or who's the other one? Charleston, who's going to win 25 games, is not going to get in. The heck, get me started. David, Wisconsin -2, Quinny under. I'm always good for a Quinny under. Whiskey over Northwestern. That's down. That was a 3.5. It's come down. Jesse Shule had St. Mary's. I would say don't look at Gonzaga losses. Look at some of the wins by 2, 3, 4 points. No, exactly. It's not that team. It's not like a bunch of NBA type guys on it. But yeah, but they win by 2, 3, 4 because they're big faves. But now I'm getting points. And let's be honest, a game goes overtime. I mean, they're in it. And for Mary's to win, they need a good defense. They didn't get good defense. They gave up 80 points. Come on. That wasn't an open and shut. I mean, we joke never in doubt kind of stuff. That was definitely not a, we could make fun never in doubt St. Mary's in overtime winning by 8, covering a 4, 3.5. Marcos, you're done. That was me. Temple plus 1,600. Shannon, there you go. Yes, we knew somebody. I remember somebody had it. Best bet, Simon. I can see Houston losing outright again. Exactly. So that's why I think Temple's going to be at home. I know. How about this? Is why I kind of like the under in that game, because I could see another dog fight, or I could see Houston putting the clamps on and winning 80-40. A 20-30. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked at a 30-point win here. But it'll be because Temple doesn't score more than 45 points. Southern Illinois. Come on. Are you kidding me? Marcos, come on. You know I like the Salukis. Steven, why support Cal 3-19? Is Utah just getting to him? They're giving 17. I'm not Utah. No, thank you. I'll take 17. Yes. Yeah, we'll pull up some Utah numbers. I mean, that's just. I mean, come on. 58-43 in Cal. 60-58 last year, 66-58 in Utah. I mean, listen, Cal doesn't score. The dog is 5-1 the last 6. I know they're a bad team. They score 50 points a game, whatever, 55. It's 17 points. I'll take 17 points. Why is Utah a 20-point fave over anybody? I mean, they're off a loss, so they're going to come in and win by 20. They got a bigger revenge game on deck against Colorado, who beat them. Spiders are down 9. I grab Mitchell plus 120. Why not? Oh, well, that's not good. We got Richmond here. I got Richmond. Markel.
Only a 5-point game right now.
I mean, bad to forget. I'm not sitting there watching the game. I think it's going to win either way. The fact that it's gone up to 4.5, I still like Richmond. Moneyline Markel's in the house. Marcos, 50-2 DePaul live score. Yeah, DePaul was a big dog there. Moneyline Markel's coming to Michigan, -3 over Ohio State. They're his team, but they're not good right now. Neither of these teams are good. Jesse Shule, Tim, ain't got to hope in hell as being as cool as Mr. Shule. As cool as the Shule. Sorry, Tim. Moneyline Markel. Saturday, here we go on Temple again. Kevin, only time I watch NBA is when my Nets play. There you go. I can do some Nets, old school Nets though. I need Keith Van Horn, Derek Coleman, Drazen Petrovic, the good old days. Chris Morris, Kenyon Martin. Moneyline Markel likes the Pacers to win today. Yes, Shannon. I know I agree. I got Houston first half. They'll come out pissed. Houston first half definitely a play. Absolutely. Miz is our Pro Bowl line. Yeah. I got it right here. Hold on. Let me get the Pro Bowl line.
Stop it. Get some help.
There's the line. It's an 800 number. Got the Bryce in the house. Good day, Higgs. I'm with you. NBA and my wild don't get along too well. their shows, and maybe people stop watching when I'm like, I badmouth the NBA during the regular season. Hey man, I make money in college football and NFL, college hoops, March Madness conference tournaments, baseball when it's playing in April. The NBA to me, and you see it with these fools with their, I want a bad beat refund, my guy didn't play my player prop. Why are we betting on it? You don't know who's playing. These guys don't care enough to show up and get paid 17, 20, 25 mil, whatever getting paid. And you're going to go to work and put money on these games? The Denver line, -3 to +3. Yeah, people are in here like, oh, you got to take Denver. They're +3 today. What are we doing? You don't even know who's playing. You don't know who's playing at noon. Shannon, I can't bet Ohio State. Exactly. Why do I think they beat Michigan today? Probably. But again, you don't have to play it. Shannon, that's the good thing. You got a choice. You don't have to play. It's Sunday. Do food shopping. I don't know. Dust the blinds. Sit down. Watch Reacher on Amazon or something. I don't know. You don't have to bet this game. Marcos, there's a Pro Bowl today live from Hawaii. Is it in Hawaii? It used to be in Hawaii all the day. Then they're like, oh, let's move it to Miami. Dude, the Pro Bowl in Hawaii, this is when, the guys going to the Pro Bowl, it was a free trip, right? It was big money for them. Like, I got a trip to Hawaii. They went out. They tried to kill each other. It was entertaining. They moved it a little bit like, all right, you know what? Let's make it a little more, less violent, a little more offensive, which is fine. It was still an exhibition. It didn't turn into ridiculous NBA where the totals are 330 points. Like, NBA was always up and down game. Fourth quarter in the Pro Bowl or for the NBA playoffs, at least it was a battle. They'd come in and hunker down. The guys wanted to win. Not now. Not now. It's a joke. Flag football. Dude, come on. Sean Teller crushing punters in the Pro Bowl. Guys that play hard in the Pro Bowl. I don't know. How can we make it more fun? How about you don't ruin it? How about that? David, I'm going to say the lock is Memphis today. Book it. David, Tim, Memphis lock. What's that line, Tim, on Memphis?
It was 5 last night, and now it's sitting at -2.5.
5 down to 2. Interesting.
But players could be out today
yeah.
due to suspension for one of them, and I don't know what's going on with the other guys.
All right. Pro Bowl's in Vegas. Jamel Naga. First half over is Niagara half over is live. So you like Niagara first half is what you're saying for the over in that game, right? Over first half 120. What would that be? 60, 63-ish, 65? Steven, you know my rule when doing a parlay, I have to take each team individually. Yes. Going 5-1 and still losing because of not taking individual bets. Exactly. If you're going to throw them in a parlay, sure. Make sure you have them individual. You can't go 5-1 and lose money. Fernando, just so you know how much I'm on Houston, I took 1K minus 12.5 all the way to 21.5, 100 every point. Oh, my goodness. Well, listen, do I think they could win 80 to 55? Absolutely. I mean, they're a good team. They're a good team. And off a loss to this team, number one, they're going to not overlook them. So, David, I like Cal plus 17. Yes, we got Cal. I got him in the chat here. I should be carefully back at Whiskey at home there. 2-8 ATS. Northwest at 4-1 away or in Whiskey. It's just, Wisconsin's a team. They're off a nice win in Ohio State. Northwestern is a team I don't think still gets respect, right? They've always been bad. But you don't have to run out and bet them today. Like, it's one of those games. Listen, I like Richmond. Richmond stood out to me because they were a 11-12 team or whatever heck they are, 12-10, and they're giving 3 points to a team that's 18-4. So that's automatically going to stick out of my head as a play to look at. Niagara. I mentioned Niagara here. We got them in the chat. There they are right in the chat here. It's a team Again, competitive in conference 7-5. The record looks worse than it is because a lot of these teams, I mentioned the records because in November, December, they're playing. Some teams are going out to get payday. Some teams are looking to pad records. A la LSU, 11-1. How are they looking right now? 11-1 LSU. You don't got to bet. If you get that number one, people want to think, oh, what's a good thing to teach new bettors? You don't got to bet today. You don't got to bet. There's nothing there. You should have a life outside betting games on a Sunday. Ninja, Raiders, Manhattan, overblown 136. Where's Manhattan? And 130. I see the thing with the max. I do like the unders in the AA max. Ninja. So I'm an under guy. The Raiders. Groovy Caps. LeBron to break the record versus Milwaukee Thursday -160. Scoring record? Probably. Thoughts on Nebraska? No, thank you. I mean, I lean Nebraska. I'm not betting. Shout out to me, Keith Van Horn, number 1 2 pick. It was awful. I had his rookie cards when I was a kid. Trash. You know, Van Horn wasn't terrible. Do we got to bring up some Keith Van Horn stats? Do we got to bring up Keith Van Horn? Straight out of, he's a Utah guy. He was a Utah guy. Keith Van Horn, right out of Utah. Come on, load up. Why am I going to figure when I try to get onto Basketball Reference, we're going to get a nice little freeze going here for Van Horn. Marcos Sal +6 looking good. They're all over. St. Joe's up 9 now. Wow. So, who said it was a doggy Sunday? The dogs are barking. To Moose. DePaul up 17. 17. What's that? 17-2? Is that no? What's the score here? DePaul's up 17. Jeez. Lock it in with the Kings in the house. Groovy Caps, the guy's going to break the record on national TV. Probably. The script is written, right, folks? Right? Oh, it's all fixed. I mean, it just makes sense, though. Let's be honest. It'll be on, it's all for marketing there. Jesse, Memphis only has 1 starter playing for sure. 2 out and 2 are questionable. Groovy Cap, $70K average price seed for front row teeps for LeBron Thursday in LA. Yeah. All right. Keith Van Horn in New Jersey. 19 points this year. I mean, how's that bad? 19, 21, almost 22, 21.8, 19.2, 17 in the season he was hurt, and then 15 in the comeback season. I mean, come on. 15, 16, guy averaged 18 points a game with New Jersey. I mean, the team went to the finals 2 years in a row. I mean, do people the Nets 2000 team? Where are they here? When did they go to the finals? 2001. Richard Jefferson, Kittles, Ken Martin. I mean, what a team. Beat the Pacers 3-2. Hornets 4-1. Celtics 4-2. Swept by the Lakers. And then we're going to run it back again with Byron Scott. Let's go. Bucks, Celtics, Pistons, we get it done. 4-2 versus Spurs losers. Chris Childs, Lucius Harris. I love Lucius Harris from Long Beach. Dikembe Mutombo, bringing in Rodney Rogers. Oh my goodness, look at these names. Tamar Slay. Love it. Come on. All right, here we go. Earl Sports. Just think 1 week from now we'll be cashing heads in the money line for the coin toss in the Super Bowl. Really?
Tails never fails, Nick. Come on, what are we doing now? We're betting tails, and that's it.
Favorite ticket tonight.
Imagine if they had that up on the Picks and Parlays website.
Heads or tails, all kind of props. Speaking of props, hold on, Denny. I'll get to you in a second here. For so late night money on Monday, all week we'll be doing Super Bowl props. So again, you want to come in for live on the Late Night Money Show, super. It'll always be on the podcast channels. You could rewatch it there or on YouTube here or wherever, but it'll be in podcast form. So you can listen in your car. They'll be there all the time. Favorite game tonight? I mean, again, it is 1 o'clock, so we're going to look at what kind of 2 o'clock action, 3 o'clock action. There's my favorite remaining game today. Again, I got Richmond today. I have Niagara. I like Quinnipiac, Colorado under. How about, again, it's something we can't put on the sites. The Houston first half. I mean, why wouldn't you take Houston first half here against Temple? Come out and roll them. But if you're asking personal fave, I do love my Niagara play. I like my Quinnipiac. I hate just zooming in on one, Denny, because that game goes 0-1, and then I go 3-1 my other games, and then someone's just sitting there. Well, I bet everything on this game I lost. In any sport or in any thing, right? We say don't put all your eggs in one basket, kind of thing. Ice X is taking a day off. That's a win. Sometimes you just need a day to sit back and be like, whatever, going to move on. King D, Richmond down 7, grab Fordham plus 4.5 last minute when I see Richmond getting hammered. Yeah, I got Richmond -3 last night, so we'll see what happens here. I need a big second half, obviously. Cruiser Chris, today's card is weak, not a lot of plays. Listen to Higgs, guys, no bet, no play. You don't have to. Yeah, it's not fun. If you're having fun or making money, you want to have fun? Yeah, do a 5-team parlay. Do whatever you got to do. If you want to make money, well, if you don't like anything, don't bet it. Captain Bry saying all sports teams, the hot betting trend for Super Bowl are squares. Super Bowl squares? The Super Bowl squares? I used to be in a pool. They were $1,500 boxes back in the day. Dave's in the house. Good afternoon. I like the Sixers -4.5. Knicks back-to-back. Grizzle -4.5 for the game. Where is the Grizzle over Toronto? No, thank you. With Memphis, right? That's a team. We already have somebody come in with a lock on Memphis, so we'll go opposite there. And the Sixers versus the Knicks, I really don't want to get involved. I mean, the Sixers are playing excellent right now. I get it. Just no thank you. Shannon, thanks, guys. Have a great Sunday. You also. Thanks for popping in. Groovy. Van Horn was terrible because he paid too much money for ladies of the night every night on the road, plus a lot of alcohol. Groovy, where are you getting your information from? Who cares? I mean, he was scoring 18 a game. That's fine. I'll take that on a team that had a bunch of other scorers on the team. Seton up by 1 now, says Dave. They were down 11-2. Steve says the poll not anymore. 2019, they were up. They started out hot. Cruiser Chris, I'll take Iona first half 3.5. Halliburton over points and assists. Yeah, we got that one down already. Kind of like Houston first half and not play. Yeah, the Houston first half. I mean, we can't really talk anybody off that, right? Tails never fails, says Earl Sports. Take that, heads. Dave Vassal up by 16. Hall is up 1. Groovy Caps Embiid over points in NYC versus the Knicks. Yeah, and we're at the point now with Embiid. He's questionable every day. So, Michigan -3, says Nathan. Again, I do not want anything to do with Ohio State and Michigan. Lock it in with the King. Awesome, man. I'll tap it from Late Night Sports Talk. You got it. We'll see you then. That's starting on Monday. We'll do the props. I do have some props written down, but I got to get into more. It'll start. We'll do Philly props on Monday, the KC props, and we'll, those will just be like receiving and rushing and maybe touchdown props for individuals. And then, or maybe we could spread out. Whatever. We'll figure it out. I'll think of something to make it last all week. Dave, Super Bowl is going to be a run on prop. Yeah, people love props. A lot of run props that game, right? You figure I like, I kind of like a couple run props here. We'll talk about it. Marcos, DePaul was up 17-2. Now it's 2019. Never in doubt. Seton Hall. Brandon the Great. Books are giving plus money on Super Bowl winner. Go Eagles. How are they giving plus money? Aren't the Eagles favored? Okay, thanks. No pressure. All good. Yeah, you just have I just don't like Danny, especially on a day where I got a couple games. Nothing where I was like, I absolutely gonna move more in this game. I got 250 on 4 games today. That's it. Nothing really jumped. Houston first half, I might actually put a little something on. Probably after the show. I'm going out with my daughter in a little bit. Marco, St. Joseph's down 9, now down 2. Dogs are not barking anymore. Yep. Well, here come the faves. They were down again. You can't sit and watch games. You get emotional. People punching TVs, yelling. Bet it and forget it. Marcos, basketball game runs. It is. Groovy says, thanks for the heads up. He didn't know they were game of runs. Chris Brady, Eastern Washington, 18-7 Big Sky, 14-game win streak as a favorite. 15-4 last 19 ATS. Next Sunday, Chris. We're on Sunday. I'm worried about Monday basketball. Next Sunday. Come on. Although I do like the Vandals. I'm a whole Vandal guy. I want to get a Vandal shirt. Nathan, my guy, stay away from ladies at night underneath the bridges. Nathan. Earl Sports, Chiefs money line also made me a small shot on Kelsey MVP plus 11 honey. Here's the thing. I mean, your quarterbacks have been MVPs. I think I saw somewhere a ridiculous amount of times, right? I mean, we saw Cooper Kupp as an MVP. We saw Julian Edelman as MVP. And I think Edelman had no touchdowns. I think he just had like 500 yards receiving or whatever. Now, Kelsey could get it because he could easily have 15 catches and 3 touchdown passes, right? And maybe he does get it because Mahomes is just throwing him the ball. But anytime you look at a receiver, if he's having such a great game, how isn't the quarterback in play? Maybe the quarterback throws 2 picks, and that's why. I don't know. The MVP stuff, who knows? Maybe a defensive guy. Cruiser Chris, next show Monday at 11 a.m. Yeah, midday money tomorrow. I'll be here. My favorite live, hands down. I appreciate it, Chris. Let you come in and watch the show. Thank you. That's everybody. People come in and comment. Fordham is up 8. We don't like that, Steven. I got Ryder. Groovy Caps at 50. I have total on Super Bowl. Spot on. The hook is going to screw over a lot of people. Over or under. That opened at 49.5. T-Money. Not a lot of meat on bones today besides bet with some of my guys. Only 2 plays on the books. I'm in need of baseball. That's right around the corner. We're a couple days. A couple days. It's a couple because it's only 20, but it's still a few. I guess a few, you call it. Lock it in with the king. I can't bet props. Yeah, props are tough. I'm tired of breaking down sides or totals. It is. It's tough. Like the props, again, I come in. People like the props, King D. I try to give a fair assessment on some props. Most time they're all plus money. I'm not, hey, let's take a 190. I can't do that. Groovy Cat Nathan, those ladies need love too. What is the show going here? Chris Brady, they won last night again, so it's fresh in my mind. Okay, I got it. It's just way off. It's Big Sky too. It's not even like it's like, oh, number 1's playing number 5 next week. It'll be a big matchup. We're talking Big Sky. Brandon, that first one was sarcasm, like the Eagles defensive props. Yeah, again, we'll dive into this week. Is that a shot for Groovy from Nathan? Steve, can't wait to see what you do in baseball. What did I do in baseball? Last year in baseball, 211, 209 plus 3220. So be sure get ready for some run lines and dogs, Steve. We'll have 9 games on opening day. Penn State minus 4.5 today over Nebraska Ricketts. Good morning, my friend. Nathan got a 5-teamer going. Oh boy, I own Penn State, Wichita State, Whiskey, Michigan. I'm pulling for you. I got none of these games. So good luck is what I say. All right. That's a wrap for Midday Money. Back